Start with today's session. So earlier we had a brief session on overall how we can use AI for testing. So this is the we can say series for that, and I'll be starting with the requirement gap. So the requirements is the critical topic in any software development. So today's topic is bridging requirement gap with AI, and how AI is transforming requirement analysis and early stage of the software development. So why we are like my so brief introduction. My name is Devashree, and I have around 10 plus years of experience in IT industry, and I am AI enthusiast. So AI, wherever AI am there, so I'm exploring what is AI, understanding it, and how to implement it for the my area, that is the testing area. So let's start with today's session. So why this topic matters. So for that, why to focus on requirement analysis? Uh, requirement define what we build. So it defines the final goal of our entire team. So most defects are originated before coding, and so when we log a defect, the later we log the defect, the fixing cost is expensive. Late requirement changes are also very costly to fix them, and yet all due to all these reasons, the costing of overall project increases and we may cross the budget. And yet the requirement analysis often invested. So we are currently as an industry not much putting much of the efforts in a requirement analysis. So we forg- so if we get the requirements wrong, everything that follows becomes very expensive. So for that, if we fix this part of the software development process, we can save most of our costing and the labors and the efforts challenges that we face in the following phases of the software development cycle. So understanding the requirement gaps is very important. What exactly is the requirement gap? So requirement gap means there is a misalignment among what stakeholders want, what we get in the documentations, what gets documented, what gets implemented, and what gets tested. So this requirement gap thing is not because of team is lacking in any kind of skills. This is due to the interpretation. Every people, like, there are different kind of interpretation that leads the ambiguity, and that leads to defect and the increase in the cost. So common requirement problems, problems we regularly face in our requirements are like ambiguous statements, missing non-functional expectations, unstated assumptions, large and dense documents are usually very lengthy and too much to read in that, and late clarification. So these are not edge cases, these are like day to day reality of any software uh, engineer involved in software development, from start to the end of the software development phase. And it doesn't matter like how old is your product and how new is your product. So there are so many projects which are old, the products are old, but the requirements are still not in place, and there's sometimes we have to go back and uh, do fixing of the requirements, and they are still ambiguous even though the product is older. So what is the traditional approach we are currently going with for the requirement analysis? So traditional approach is mostly manual. So humans read entire documents. Clarifications are done via meetings, and it takes a huge amount of time. The time constraints are there. Notes are spread across the tools. There are multiple tools we are using, Confluence, Jira, and all the tools where all the notes are spread. The human fatigue is the one of the constraints. Too much to read, too much to interpret, too much time are invested in meetings, too much talking is there. Inconsistencies in the interpretation. So business people are interpreting the requirements in a different way, BAs are different interpreting in a different way and writing the requirements. The developers interpretation is different, the QA's interpretation is different, and the end users interpretations is way different. So there are so much of like technical jokes go around the software engineers community, what a client is expecting and what the engineers are delivering. That is the biggest joke, and memes are there over the internet. So that is the cause of this gap in the requirement analysis. The further approach is knowledge is locked in the meeting. So if you have any issues, you have to have a meeting with your BAs and business people to resolve your issues, queries, and fix your understanding. And knowledge depends only on the individual. So only certain people in the organization who knows all the knowledge, and unless you get their time, you are not able to resolve your queries and you are not able to progress with the better quality of the product or better delivery. So traditional analysis depends heavily on the experience and the memory of the human. So more the experience the person has and the more the memory has, then the more the better quality of software development we can achieve. So why AI enters in the AI like requirement analysis uh, phase. So what AI is good at, AI is good at understanding the natural languages, so identifying the patterns, summarizing the large text, highlighting the inconsistency, asking clarifying questions. So AI has many concepts like natural language processing, machine learning, clustering, like unsupervised learning, neural networks, deep learning, anomaly detection. I have listed out all the things that beautiful things AI has, which we can use for the requirement analysis to uh, improve the understanding of our requirement and of going further resolving our doubts. So requirements are like language, they are the plain languages, and AI is good with the language, AI is much better with the language. So there are manual and AI assisted analysis. So I have put down the basic comparison between the how manual analysis is done and how AI assisted analysis is done. So manual is time consuming, whereas AI assisted requirement analysis is very fast. So manual analysis takes, it's a fatigue prone, and the AI analysis, there are lesser human efforts, so there is lesser human fatigues are there. Manual analysis is inconsistent because every person's interpretation is different, every person's understanding is different, so the analysis in inconsistent over there. Whereas in AI, there is a consistency in the analysis. And in for the manual, it depends on the individual. So unless you get that subject matter expertise, SMEs, and the experienced person, you won't be able to get what exactly the requirements are saying, or you won't be able to analyze the requirement properly unless and until that individual is available for you to give their time for you. And for AI assisted analysis, it scales very easily. It doesn't depend on any human memory or human experience. So this is not just replacing, but this is not just replacing the humans. We have to remember that all the time. So AI is not replacing the humans. It's about like augmenting them. It's about improving the human work with causing lesser fatigue. So what AI is and what AI is not for the requirement analysis. So we have to set the clear expectation from the AI. So AI is like assistant. He's not an expert. So AI assists the understanding. AI surfaces the gap and improves the clarity, but AI does not know any business intent. So here, to understand the business, what exactly business is doing, and to know the business, we will still need human expertise. And it does not own any decision. So we cannot say that AI said something, that's why we implemented and it went into production and now it is broken. So we humans cannot depend on AI to make any kind of decisions. Final decisions and all the kind of decisions will be done by humans themselves, not by AI. So AI does not replace any analyst. So no, none of the analysts will be replaced by AI, but they will make their work faster, and they will improve the quality of their work. So AI supports the thinking of the analysts, and it does not replace any kind of thinking. It does not replace any kind of human thinking. Again, the question arises, then why we need AI? If it is not replacing the thinking, if it is not replacing the analysis, then why we need AI for the requirement analysis phase? Because we have started implementing AI on the development side. Development is improving faster and faster, so we have to cope up with the developers to patch their pace. And to do that, we need to implement AI in other phases of the requirements of software development processes. So it won't work, the entire development process of any product won't work when only developers are using AI, because rest of the team won't be able to match their pace. To match their pace from requirement analysis till the testing till production, we have to implement the AI. That's why the AI can be used for the requirement analysis. So where it helps most in requirements analysis, so high value areas like clarifying vague statements. So there are lots of manual errors can be there in requirements whenever we get the requirements. So some statements can be vague. There can be any meaningful jargons will be there, can be there, or the spelling mistakes are there, grammatical mistakes are there. IT industry is spread across the world, different kind of, not all the people in the IT industry know English language, so there can be linguistic issues in the requirements, and that can cause the vague requirements. The structuring can be unorganized content, so everyone's style of writing is different. That's why the requirement can be unstructured and unorganized. Identifying the edge cases, so there can be, we can use AI for identifying the edge cases, then generating the question. So it's very important. So the critical part of requirement analysis is the critical thinking. So and we AI can generate many creative and critical questions, which can help us to analyze the requirement more, and to understand the requirement more, and that can help us more to improve our development and then further testing. So and this can help further for the requirement like software development and the test designing as well. So AI helps more like this more before the coding exactly starts. Before we start writing the code, AI can help us to understand the product. So what are the tools we can use for the requirement analysis? So today in the market, there are multiple tools. I have listed out some which are popular and the trustworthy. So OpenAI's ChatGPT is there. It's a general LLM assistance. Then Notion AI is there. Their documents, it helps for the document summarization and insights. Microsoft Copilot is there, and we can use it with the word and other loops. So it's a content comprehension we can that can be used there. Then Google Gemini is there, Bard is there for the language understanding. AI power requirement tools there are in the market already, which can help us to analyze the requirement. So if is there a code, so it supports AI to analyze the requirements. We can input the requirements there, and it help us to analyze. So modern requirements for DevOps is there. So it uses some AI functions and analytics, and Atlassian Jira is there. So they have introduced new AI plugins, and they have built Revo, their AI tool called Revo, which helps us to analyze the requirement more and fix the requirement. So I'll be giving you the demo for this thing for Atlassian Jira. So it documents automates the requirement analysis. It improves our requirement writings. And then Confluence is always there. So in Confluence also they have AI micros. So these are the tools are already accessible in the market, and no custom development is required for these tools. Whatever a requirement, like whatever we need for the requirement analysis phases, they have already covered in advance, so that we can avoid the problems while the requirement analysis and the further following phases. So these are the tool comparison in brief. So ChatGPT's strength is it deep analysis, and it's typically used for the clarification of the requirement. Gemini is there for the quick insights, and it does the faster review of the your requirements. Microsoft Copilot is there for contextual helps and writing and review the requirements. Notion AI is there for structured and the long documentation. So how AI analyzes these kind requirements. So AI can automatically summarize the intent of the requirement. It identifies the missing details and highlights the risks in advance, suggest follow-up questions, and prepare the test related ideas. So how we can, like, so testing hints and all those things can also be developed by the AI while the requirement analysis phase. So, for example, if I want to give example here, like basic, very basic functionality and critical P1 functionality for any software is the credentials, login. So once we, like, for example, if we give any requirement to our analysis tool, that system should allow user to reset the password or log in with the password. Or credentials on the product or application. So there are multiple questions arise in your mind. So what kind of credentials will be there? Like, for, will it be email ID, or will it be the user ID? What kind of the password should be there? So what happens when both are failed? What happens only one fails? How many retries will be there? Are there any limitation on the retries? What are the security constraints are there? What are the user experiences? What are the user expectations are there? So this looks very very simple questions, and most of the time these are the hidden assumption. When we start testing or when we start developing, these are the hidden assumption. Developers or tester, they just assume few things and they go with their development or testing. They assume that if either of the, if username is failed and we click on login page, we should get error message, something readable. These are the just assumption, but maybe in requirement there is no error message, but it will pop some automation or something. So these kind of different requirements would be there. And most of these questions I just listed, these are very simple questions, and most of the time they are assumption, and we miss to ask this kind of question. But when business analysts inputs their requirements in this requirement analysis tools, or tools like Jira, these kind of questions are by default asked by Jira, and those things will be fixed and the requirements will be improved. And then business analysts can go ahead, business people, testers, whoever are involved, the stakeholders involved, they can go ahead and check the requirements, improve requirements, and then they can fix their understanding. So, so what AI does actually in that, like for requirement analysis, it summarizes the intent behind that. So when I gave you the example of logging and the credentials, so it summarizes the intent behind that particular requirement. It identifies the missing details in that, and it highlights the risks. It suggests the follow-up questions, and it prepares the test ideas. So I have, like, I had decided to give you guys a demo. It will be very short demo, but it's very interesting. So Jira is the tool we mostly use in market for the requirement management and the project management. So what we'll do in the requirement, so I'll be giving, I have built a passion product. I have my passion project. So I have built a basic website for that, and I will be providing the requirement for that my passion project in a vague form. Like I have built my vague requirement based on my understanding of my passion project. Then I will be implementing AI based improvements for that, and we can see how my vague requirements will be converted into the proper requirements. And we can see the output is quite clearer and well structured, and I'll be showing you the challenges in that as well. So let me stop this PPT. So I'll be using Jira Cloud, and they have introduced a Revo based feature called Improve Descriptions, and it's a powered by Atlassian Intelligence, and it's a built-in generative AI for the Jira. So let me share. So let me start with the summary of my. So I have created the vague requirement. This is my passion project. It's related to animal services and all the kind of helps animal lovers need for their animals, loved animals. So I have prepared a Jira board for that. So this is my Jira board, which I have passion project, and is sorry, there are like very challenges while sharing. I can't share multiple tabs. Jira board, and I have created this ticket. So this ticket has a vague requirement for whatever I want for my passion project. So basic idea of the fashion project is I'm listing all kind of services required for the animal lovers. And let me open my ticket. And so I want to improve my listing feature for animal related services. So this is the vague requirement which I have mentioned, that the website should allow all types of animal, birds, and nature related business owners to list their services so that user can easily find what they need. The listing should be simple for the business owner and useful for the animal lovers. User should be able to view details, contact the service providers easily. This feature should support future growth and help increase in the engagement of the platform. So by this you can understand what the basic idea or what basic improvement I need in my feature. But this is very vague requirement. So this is good for the people who just want to understand what BondBB AI ION does, what is the BondBB platform. But someone who wants to develop the product, someone who wants to test the product, it is very difficult for them to understand what exactly is expected from this requirement. So what Jira does, Jira has Rovo in built-in feature called Rovo. And here they have this feature called improve description. So this is built-in AI facility Jira is providing us to improve the description. And you can see how the language will change, how the AI will interpret my vague requirement, So let me just copy paste this vague requirement somewhere so that we can have something to compare against. So you'll be able to see how AI is interpreting my requirement, how it's understanding it, and how it's writing it into very structured manner so that it will be understandable, inambiguous for the developers and testers to to develop the change or this requirement, or to test the requirement properly. So I'm just clicking on this improve descriptions. Are you guys seeing my browser? First of all, sorry, I forgot to ask that. Can someone confirm if they can see my browser?
Yes, yes, visible.
Yeah. Thank you for the confirmation. So I'm clicking on this improve description thing, and you can see Robo has started rewriting my uh, requirements, and he had like it has written it in very structured manner. So it has given me summary. So improve the listing of the feature for animal related business on the website. This will help user to find services easily. It has given me context. The goal is to allow all types of animals, bird and nature related business owners to list their services. This will benefit both business owners and the animal lovers. And it has given me acceptance criteria. The listing process should be simple for the business owner. User should be able to view details of the services. User should have an easy way to contact service provider. The feature should support the future growth, and the feature should help increase the engagement of the platform. And there are some other information we are expecting, but it has not improved its understanding, because it is just first ticket I have entered in my Jira. It has no historical data to improve his understanding and to ask more question around it. And it has written my requirement was vague. There was only one ticket on my Jira board related to this feature, and it has written in that way, in a vague manner. But you can see it has structured better than what I had written. It has rewritten, it has rephrased my language, and it has written it very properly. If if, if this Jira board had some historical data, some other tickets to compare my requirements and expectation against, Rover would have compared it against that and would have written it more properly. So this is very vague requirement. So here again, the challenge here is where humans are required here. So as a human, we are required, like humans are required to finalize the requirements. So without humans, we won't be able to finalize or make a decision that this is still vague, this is still not implementable. We need more details to add in, and some more steps to add in. So here humans come in, the in spite of AI in the software development process. But we can see that for all this writing, all those things, business analysts, business people used to put their efforts to make it more structured, to make it more understandable, to work on the grammatical mistake, to work on the rephrasing that everyone can understand, and to maintain the structure of the Jira ticket. That time has been saved by AI assistant, so that you can AI business analyst and business people invest their more time on the creative and critical thinking, to think about how to implement, what features to add on, what buttons to add on, what drop downs to add on, all those kind of things. So human time is saved for the critical thinking and for a more creative thing, this feature. So this is just one feature they have added. So I can show you, there are very beautiful article, built-in article. So I'll show you how to activate AI in the first place for the Jira if you're trying to uh, do it on your own. So I'll show you how to activate it. So in your profile, so you will have your Jira profile. So there are trials also for, you can opt for trial. I'm using the trial Jira only. So here you have to click here, and there is administration. So once you click on administration, it will take you the next page. Can you see my next page, or you can see the profile page only? Can someone
The
please
profile page only.
okay, yeah, it is an allow show where I have navigated. Just a minute, it's loading. So once you click on that administration, so you are navigated to this page, and here you can see AI settings, and you can see AI enabled apps. So you can see all these AI enabled apps. These are the default apps added in the your Jira, but you can search for the other apps and you can add them. So here row related MCP servers are here. So here you can add your own MCP servers are also here. So they have provided some hyperlinks to go and read about robo and AI features. So Atlassian is providing n number of AI features. They have described it very well how to and what features they are allowing you to use. So I'll show you just in brief. So this is their AI features. Here you can explore what robo is, what Jira is, what Confluence is providing, what Jira Service Management is providing, Jira Product Discovery. So there are n number of products Atlassian offers, and this page lists all the things they are providing. So how to navigate? So I'll show you. So on this page, same page, our AI enabled application. So there is a hyperlink to navigate on this page where you can see. So here, if you click here, manage robo and AI feature, if you click here, you will navigate to explore AI features supported by the Atlassian, and it will help you to understand how to implement and what is the better for you so that you can improve your organization's Jira. So this was our short demo. Let's continue with our remaining session. Can you guys see? Can someone please confirm?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. So what improve description? So we saw the Jira's feature to improve the description. So let's understand what it exactly does. So its capability is to rewrite the unclear description. So initially you saw that we provided the vague requirement of my passion project, and it rewritten all the unclear description properly. It provides the structure. It structures the rough notes. So I had provided the rough requirement, and you can see that you could see that it has structured very properly what are the acceptance criteria, what is the description, and what are the other things are there. And if we provide, like if I had entire historical data in my Jira board, this structurization would have been more improved because AI works on the historical data and the old data. So more historical data we have, the more better output we can get for our requirement analysis and requirement writings. So it improves the readability. So earlier it could understand, it was quite understandable, but I could have provided the grammatically wrong inputs, and I could have provided the difficult kind of rephrasing of my statements. So it removes all those things and improves the readability of the requirement. It makes it very easy for people of all the kind of backgrounds to understand and the requirements so that they can go ahead and start development. So and it also uses the project and Confluence context. So Atlassian, Confluence Pro and Jira both are the products of the Atlassian, so you can collaborate both of them and improve your project in a management and the requirement analysis in better way. So what was the observation? So let's discuss the observation of our demo. So what we changed and what was the before? So before, my requirements were very vague. There was no structured. I had just written in a paragraph. Two paragraphs were there, very vague. what I'm like basic idea of my passion projects. And it was very hard to test because I had not mentioned any feature in that. But after improving it, it made proper and clear sections, description, and then it has created description, it has created a context, it has created a acceptance criteria, and there was other information section which was NA. So this it has structured, it made my requirements very structured. So wordings were better. So the AI rephrased my wordings and made it more easy to understand for everyone, people of all the background. So all these things will help more to analyze the requirements and to test and develop it. So these things, all the it has saved basically the manual efforts of the business analyst and the business people. And it has, look, if I had a historical data more in my Jira, it could have asked me the question as well. And it could have asked me more question, and I was forced to give answers to those so that it could improve the requirement analysis more, and it could write the requirements in a better way. So, what is the impact of this requirement analysis on the QA and the testing area? Why does this matter for the testing? Because the better the requirements are there, it helps us to write better scenarios, test scenarios. There are fewer assumptions are there, improved edge cases coverage is there, and reduced rework for everyone, not just for testers, for developers as well, and for BAs as well. So this AI assistant saves a lot of reworks. And in conclusion, it saves a lot of money invested for the any project development. So it cut down most it saves a lot of money, because later the defect we identify, it takes a lot of money to fix that defect. And if it is related to requirement, if defect is related to requirements, and going back on the requirement phases and fixing that requirement is even more expensive, because we have to fix all the sections, connecting sections on that. So earlier we fix all these issue, earlier we start questioning, and earlier we start improving our work, it will eventually reduce the total product cost. And that's what everyone wants, right? So there are multiple tools in the market, it's I just gave you demo for one Jira tool, but a number of, it's there is no just one tool in the market. So just a minute, screen hacked, sorry for the inconvenience. Can you see my sharing? Can someone please confirm?
No, it's not visible
No.
yet.
Yeah, sorry, my screen dropped. See my PPT?
Yes.
So beyond one tool, so there are like lots of trends. Uh, like there are, so AI support is expanded across all the tools. Requirement analysis is becoming AI assistant by default everywhere. Like people want to save more time, people want their humans to invest their time in creative and critical thinking, and obviously everyone wants to save their money. So requirement analysis using AI assistant has become very default thing in the industry. And this helps us to early clarification, or it re- takes us to biggest win, because after all we are delivering the same product with the lesser cost. Everywhere you are saving the money, so it's a biggest win, because it's going to bring you same amount of profit or same amount of money, but on the development side you're saving the money. So it's a biggest win for any business or any organization. So this is not just trend, it's not the tool specific trend, it's the across the industry. It's not like that AI has become a fancy in the development era, so they are trying to build it for other areas as well, like requirement analysis for the business side or for the tester side. It's not just AI, it's not just a trend for the other phases. It has become an industry wide requirement, because it's a saving a lot of money and a lot of human efforts. So what are the limitations related to AI? So AI has same important things to remember whenever we are using AI. AI is not here to replace any human being. AI is not here to replace any human being, because AI has a lot of hallucinations. It still hallucinates a lot. That's why humans are required there to keep watch on AI outcomes. We cannot completely depend on the AI outcomes. We cannot blindly follow AI outcomes. So that is the first part. Second part is domain validation is required, because domain expertise are there. No one can replace that expertise, not even AI, because for every domain there is a huge knowledge. Every domain expert uh, is contained with huge knowledge about their domain. Even though AI is generating the requirement, it is analyzing the requirement, that domain validation from the required will always be required. AI won't be able to validate any requirement uh, based on the domain knowledge it has. Humans will always be required for that. And data protection. So sensitive data must be protected. So I'm from the banking domain, and my data, I'm working for the clients, their money directly. So my their personal details are with me, their financial details are with me. So it's highly sensitive area, data wise and the functionality wise. So that limitation is there in my industry or any industry. Forget about money. If you are like, my passion project is there related to an animal services providers are there listed. While listing, I'm collecting their personal data. So that personal data sensitivity is there, the protection kind of things are there. So that is the limitation of AI. So whenever we are implementing the AI for our projects or for our industry, we have to consider the data protection factor and choose our AI tools accordingly and AI agents account accordingly. So humans will always be uh, in a will remain accountable. Even if you are like, you are let's suppose today's session most majorly was for BAs and the business domain people, and they have written some requirement using this AI tools in Jira or other tools for the requirement management. They cannot say that AI improved it, so that is the AI mistake. They cannot say that. Even the AI improved it, they has to go through that and validate the domain based information, and then pass it, then pass that ticket further for the developers and testers. So AI is basically your assistant. It is not your human colleague. It will not replace your human colleague. It is your assistant. You have to look after it as an assistant who doesn't know better, but he can do a better work. So how should any team adapt AI? So practical approach for adapting AI, what I think is use AI early in the requirement review stage, so that it will ask questions very early, generative questions like creative questions it will ask, and you will be able to fill the gaps earlier on the stage. So treat output as a draft, as in you should not pass that draft without validating it, without human interaction. You have to, so whatever the output generated by the AI, you cannot pass it without any human approval. You have to take a human approval. Some human should validate it. some human, not any random human, but someone who has a better domain expertise or has a knowledge should validate it and then pass it further. So it should be validated. All these outputs should be validated by the stakeholders. Again, we have to validate everything. So as a tester, as a developer, as a BA, we have to go through those requirements at least once to understand there are no gaps or something like that. Because AI output from the AI at this point cannot be considered as the final output, because AI industry is new. AI works on a historical data, and historical data is not that matured yet. It's still improving. So at this point, we cannot 100% depend on the AI. So use AI for continuous clarification. So we can have continuous clarifications. That way we will improve our data in our the memory of the AI, and the machine learning and the better quality will get in the future, because today we'll create a better quality of historical data. So today we are starting very small, but we are starting early, so that in future tomorrow we'll get more smarter and more intelligent output from the AI. So what are the key takeaways? So my final thoughts on this thing is requirement gaps cause huge failures and it's very expensive. Though most of the time requirements are not treated with that seriousness. We get the requirement, we just read them, and we use them for reading, we understanding the basic feature, we start testing or we start development. But those are the cause of major failures in any business. So it breaks the functionality and it increases the product cost in the end. AI reduces the ambiguity at early stage. So this reduction of the ambiguity at the early stage, it helps us to improve product in a better way, test the product in a better way, and eventually save the money, because it's every all the issues related to understanding will are fixed early stage. So the costing is less for that. Many AI tools are already there in the market. So it's nothing like we have to explore or something. I gave you demo for a Jira. Most of the companies are using Jira. Confluence is also AI smart now. Plus Microsoft Copilot is also there. So there are so many tools in the market which are already helping us to do the requirement analysis. And when we combine humans and AI, the outcome is always better. The outcome is more creative and more helpful. So if you are like remembering one thing, so clarity at early stage will cost you lesser in the future. It will save your cost for later, and you can use that. Any business people, they can use it, saved money for many other creative things, maybe giving bigger and bigger parties to their colleagues and the employees. So this is the session for today. Any questions?
Hello?
Thank you for being so patient. Yeah,
Yeah,
someone
thank you,
was asking
Devashree.
something. Yeah.
I have a doubt. Like
Yeah.
on Jira, we have multiple defect IDs for a single test case ID. And
Mm.
while creating the summary, we need to manually navigate through each defect and analyze what data is present here, and accordingly, we need to create the summary. So, can we automate this process by using AI?
Could you please repeat your question, because I could not hear you properly. I could hear till like multiple defect IDs for a single requirement, right? And what was the
Yeah.
beyond that?
So, while creating the summary, we need to navigate through each defect to get the
Mm.
details. So, can we automate this using AI, the creation of summary?
Yeah, yeah, we can for the defect, right?
Yeah.
For defect writing, yeah, the robo in Jira, so it's available for defect writing also. So the requirement. So if you are writing a defect, so for writing a requirement, you are clicking on create, and you are selecting feature as a uh, feature or story or something like that. While creating defect, you use a type as a fix, right? So only there is a change, but when you write the description, row facility will always be there, and you can improve description in your defect as well. So whatever the facilities are provided for the requirements in a Confluence, will be provided for the all the kind of tickets, for fixes, for subtask, everything. Even Jira can provide, can help you to automate the creation of subtask. So you have created a epic, or you have created one story, and it there is a feature called improve. Let me see. Let me tell you. So there is something called improve feature. Through that, you can create everything automatically, subtask as well, and that just a minute. And the description thing you mentioned, so that facility is always that's there for defect as well, for all the kind of tickets you'll be creating in the Jira feature.
Okay.
You can see there are different kind of things are there. You can, this is the, wherever there is this sign, the star related, that's the AI. So if you click on improve future, you can improve description, you can link confluence content, it can summarize the comment, it can create a child work items as well. So all these things AI can do in a Jira.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is just one of the tool example, multiple tools available in the market. So I showed you demo for Jira because most of my career I have used Jira and Confluence.
Okay. Yeah, thank
And
you. There's
most of the industries use that. Yeah. Yeah, tell me.
even my company is the same.
Yeah, it's very famous tool, and I, as far as I know, 80% software industry is covered by Jira. Atlassian's.
Uh,
Yeah, Confluence, Jira, and all.
there's one more question in the chat. Is any
Yeah.
open source requirement and test case management tool which we can integrate it to any AI tool to write test case?
Open source tools to write test cases. Uh, so test case designing, Microsoft Playwright is there. You know, it's open source, and it helps us to write test cases in a Gherkin format. So you write your test case in a Gherkin format, and based on that Gherkin format, Playwright, Microsoft Playwright also helps you to write automation in Python language on that. And it's a AI based automation tool. So all the AI related facilities have been incorporated by the Microsoft Playwright tool, which is not there in a Selenium, unfortunately. And it's a Microsoft, again, it's a open source. Does
Indra,
that
I
clear you?
hope
Yeah.
the answer you got the answer to your question. Yeah. Okay. So if
Does that
anyone
answer
else
your
have
question?
any doubt,
Thank you.
if anyone else have doubt, they can unmute their mic.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm from the development side. So what
Mm-hmm.
happened? Once the requirement came into the picture, so we have the epic and then implementation stories are under that. So being a developer, if some of the user stories being assigned, and if I am not aware of whole epic,
Mm-hmm.
so at the epic level, sometimes it's happened. It's very small descriptions are being provided,
Mm-hmm.
but when we during the various refinement session, the user story keep on accumulating under that same epic. But if
Mm-hmm.
I want to get a overall picture or the glance of that epic, how I can able to get from the n number of stories under that epic to get overall picture what this epic is all about. So here can AI can assist something to help me to understand what this epic, because most of the time it's happening at the epic level, the information are very less, but
Yeah.
all the details are under the user stories.
Yeah.
So can here AI can help us?
Yeah, sure. AI can help us. So AI can help us everywhere. So AI can help us to summarize the comments as well on that particular ticket. So I have not I have not explored Jira yet, but under Epic, so under story, the ticket I showed you today. So
Correct.
improve feature. So there is a facility called summarize comments. Similarly, there can be the facility for summarize epic as well, and it can summarize all the content that epic has, like
Okay.
it's epic's own information plus the its children are there. Because Jira, for the Jira I'm talking about specifically Jira, I have not explored other AI based project management tools. So AI is helping us to automatically generate the children items as well, like child work items. It is helping us to summarize the comments. So similarly, it helps us to summarize entire feature including the epic and the you hear the following user stories and their subtasks and their comments. So it does that. So if you have observed, if you are like having a teams meeting nowadays, it is providing the facility to summarize entire conversation we had. Similar kind of NLP features have been implemented for the requirements, and it can summarize everything. Meanwhile, if you want to implement same thing and you want some your organization yet has not implemented AI for your Jira facility, meanwhile you can what you can do, first of all check with your organization if they have started using AI, at least for NLP. For example, we have ChatGPT for the wider audience. Similarly, nowadays, every organization has started developing their in house LLM platforms where you can improve your work, which is like standardized as per their industry and as per their organization rules. And we can take AI assistance over there. So first of all,
Okay.
check that with your organization whether they have implemented anything like that, and you can take assistance from that built in your organization's AI tool. Otherwise, you can suggest your organization to implement AI facility in Jira to save your time in analyzing the epic and the the following the requirements and the child task. So major challenge here, like we covered in the session, is the data security. So if
Yes.
you're the product I told showed you today, that is my personal passion project, so I could show you that. But every industry has their own standard, they have their own data. Unless and until your own company implements AI and build their framework around that, I'm sorry, you cannot implement that, because that is very critical, surpassing your company standards and taking help from AI. Some organizations are still not going for AI. They have their own personal reservation. That is fine. It's very new in the market. But if you want to take assistance, first of all, check with your management or leadership whether they have started implementing, or if any organization start implementing AI, they start dropping you encouragement emails that start using AI, this platform we have implemented, blah blah blah, those things. But first thing is to check with your leadership whether you can take help from AI, and if it is not, you have very great opportunity to suggest them to implement AI and showcase all these. Take your passion project in your in organization, build your Jira like I have done, and show them like these are the new features in Jira, and we can implement that and save our time and improve our functionality.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Yeah, thank you.
No problem. And these are the trials. So Jira trial I have used, it's free of cost. You don't need to invest anything. And AI facilities available for the free trial version. So you can go and explore there. And you can
Okay.
demo this to your manager and you may get good rating as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one more question. Like
Yeah.
for the requirement analysis, sometimes we get multiple versions of the same requirement, and
Mhm.
in that requirement, only a slight change is there, maybe in one module or something. So,
Yeah.
can we use AI to automate, like to analyze what change is there and what other modules it is affecting? Like for sometimes for a small change, it is very difficult to navigate through the whole requirement document and analyze the change.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is basically the case of duplicate requirements, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, yeah, AI does provide the facility, all the AI tools where we are maintaining the requirements, it does provide the facility to identify the duplications. So whatever the NLP and the pattern related technology we are using in AI, whatever there is, it is those all the facilities are used to develop these AI tools. So duplication of the requirements, all those things, and suggestion. For example, you have brought some requirement, and the tools can suggest you that this particular ticket has this requirement, and you can go ahead and improve that, or you can just create new ticket. But for that, you need a huge and good amount of historical data, and that historical data must be written in a proper way. So now we are in industry, we are in the position, we have huge historical data, but it's not as in a structured way. Once we improve that structure, the AI will function better.
Yeah, thank you. Any more questions from anyone? Kunal has posted few links of Microsoft Playwright testing as well as Summarize Epic in the chat. So
Yeah.
attendees can navigate through that and can explore it.
Yeah. So for designing, someone had asked about designing. You only, right, Sakshi, or someone else?
Ah,
So for designing using AI, currently in market, Microsoft Playwright is earning very good trust of the industry. Unfortunately, Selenium has not implemented and cannot implement AI yet, but there are a way to like integrate with other external tools. But AI is like it has everything in built. Sorry, Microsoft Playwright, it has everything, all the built-in AI facilities. So industry is getting more inclined towards Microsoft Playwright. So you can explore that tool. That is open source and quite interesting. If you have Python knowledge, that will help more. Also, one good question, like suddenly remember. So someone had asked about this designing related. So Squash is there, one test management tool. So the Squash is the tool where we maintain all the test cases. So there is a facility to provide our Jira tickets as a requirement in the Squash. So Squash has also started implementing AI. So you have to prove like your Jira will be improved by AI. That improved AI tickets you can provide as an input to Squash, and Squash generates working test cases for you, or even the column and the format of test cases for you. And then as a tester, you have to review the test cases and finalize whether those are as per your requirement or not. But it saves your entire human efforts, like writing from steps and the expected result. So Squash is another good tool to play with AI.
Will save a
Tosca
lot
is
of
there.
time.
Yeah, to save a lot of time, Tosca is there, but Tosca is licensed and one of the most expensive tool in the test automation industry. So I would suggest go for Playwright and the Jira to play with, to understand the AI related things.
Yes,
Anything
from
else?
anyone? We are done with the questions now. Yeah,
Thank you so
so
much.
yeah, thank you so much,
Thanks.
Devashree, for such an insightful and engaging session. And your explanation and demo clearly showed how AI can improve the accuracy and efficiency, understanding the requirements. We truly appreciate sharing your valuable time and expertise with all of us today. Thank you so much.
Thank, Thanks for the platform and thanks for the patience. Thanks for listening very patiently. Thank you so much.
Looking forward to have more sessions with you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.